Benjii back once again, and in today's video I'm going to be doing another tips video for console players. The topic I'm covering today, which you'll already know because it's in the title, is shotgun fights. Shotguns are the most used weapon in the game, and if you can improve your shotgun game, you'll move up to another level of play. Jumping straight into tip number 1, and this is the big difference between console and PC shotgun fights, and that is aiming down sights while using your shotgun, or more specifically pop shotting. On PC, aiming down sights gives you no advantage whatsoever because there's no aim assist. I know a lot of people who watch PC players and try to copy their style of play because the top level PC players are the best Fortnite players out there. While this is beneficial sometimes, it can also have a negative effect on console players, and this is one of these situations. Console players have the luxury of aim assist, and aim assist kicks in even more when you're aiming down sights. Pop shotting is a technique that I personally use all the time in shotgun fights. If you don't know what pop shotting is, it's quickly tapping the L2 or the left trigger button before shooting to get the added benefit of aim assist, and it is super effective in a game like Fortnite because most players will have adjusted their sensitivity to a higher setting because of the need to build quickly. Pop shotting will slow your sensitivity down to your aim down sight sensitivity, which you should have set lower than your X and Y sensitivity, so it's easier to hit opponents. It's a technique that I don't see a lot of people using, and I think again this goes back to people trying to replicate the top level PC players. If you ever find yourself with the opportunity to aim down sight, then you should always try to take advantage of that. Say you gain a small height advantage over your opponent with a ramp, then you should look to be aim down sights when you're taking your shot. Another effective time to be aim down sight is when you're taking advantage of the third person view. If you know where your opponent is going to be, aim down sights, wait for your opponent to get close, then when you pop out you should guarantee yourself a headshot with the benefit granted by aim assist. The second thing I want to talk about is the shoot and build technique. If I get into a shotgun fight with someone who is looking at me, I always shoot and build a wall immediately after. I usually follow that up with a ramp to give myself a height advantage and gain total control over the fight. From this position, all you need to do is track your opponent's moves and you're pretty much guaranteed to win the fight. If your opponent is jumping around on the floor like a salmon trying to hit you, then wait patiently for an opportunity to take a shot. You don't need to rush to get the kill, so focus on not getting hit by your opponent before committing to the kill. If your opponent tries to run around your build, then you should look to just block off all sides and again wait patiently for the right time to take your shot. Sometimes your opponent is moving slowly and you can get an easy shot on them as they come around your build, but sometimes you'll want to fully surround yourself so your opponent can't get a shot off, and then build another ramp up and continue to use the height advantage you've gained. Both options are fine, and you'll begin to find out which is more effective the more and more you implement the technique. Something that often happens when doing the shoot and build tactic is that you hit your first shotgun shot, you place a wall, and your wall blocks your opponent's first shot. If you placed your wall with a weaker material like brick or metal, oftentimes your wall gets destroyed, and this allows you to get another free shot on your opponent. 2 shots with a shotgun is usually enough to take out your opponent, unless you're hitting your opponent for like 9 damage, which you shouldn't be doing anymore thanks to tip 1. Too many console players like to just jump around in circles with their opponent and try to outgun them. You want to play smart, you never want to give a worse player an opportunity to kill you, and implementing the shoot and build technique is one way to guarantee bad players don't have a chance against you. The third thing I want to talk about is shotgun choice. I personally always recommend running 2 shotguns. Especially now, with the nerfs to the tack and pump shotgun, you can no longer guarantee that you're going to one-shot your opponent. I always liked to run 2 shotguns before the patch, but I don't think I've gone a game since the patch came out where I haven't carried 2 shotguns. You don't want to get into a fight with someone who has 2 shotguns and 200 health if you yourself are only carrying something like a single blue pump shotgun. No matter how good your aim is, you're still going to struggle to win that fight if your opponent is half decent at the game. The heavy shotgun should always be your first choice shotgun, now that it is the only shotgun that offers a 2.5 times damage multiplier for headshots, compared to the tack and pump which have a 2 times multiplier. It also has a range advantage over both weapons and has a solid base damage of around 75. If you ever see a heavy shotgun you want to pick it up, you can use it in combo with a pump if you're comfortable with the double pump technique, so there's never a reason not to take a heavy shotgun anymore. Now when it comes to choosing between the tack and the pump shotgun, you should base your decision on your aim. If you're constantly struggling to hit shots, then the tack shotgun is more forgiving as you can spray it a lot faster. Most people will agree that the pump shotgun is the better gun overall, but it's definitely not the case if you can't hit your shots. If you can hit your shots and you are good at hitting headshots, then you should definitely be taking a pump, because it has the potential to hit like a truck if you're accurate with it. When it comes to double pumping, a very popular technique again used by most players, you should only do this if you're comfortable with the timing because it's not as easy as it once was. You also need to be comfortable with constantly switching back and forth during a fight while still being able to aim accurately. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, then run the pump tack combo. Take your first shot with a pump, then switch to the tack and get to spraying your opponent. It's a much easier technique, although not quite as effective. It only requires you to switch once, and then you get 8 quick shots with a tack shotgun, so you'll still be in good shape to take out most players. When Fortnite first came out, the tack shotgun was the most popular shotgun because nobody's aim was good enough to use the pump effectively, so you should keep that in mind. The tack shotgun is not a bad weapon, so don't let people who say it is put you off using it. And that's it for this video, guys. If you use these 3 tips in your game, you'll find yourself winning a lot more shotgun fights. Remember to always play smart. Never disconnect your brain when you get into a shotgun fight, and don't always try to copy the pros if you're not on that kind of level. Once you start improving, that's when you should look to start implementing techniques that the pros use. Thank you for tuning in again. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment to let me know. If you want to see more tips and tricks videos, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, this is your boy Young Benjii signing out. Peace, boys.